The movie opens in the future, in a city made up of people with special powers. The powers help build the city, but are being replaced by machines as the third industrial revolution begins. Following this, the powers with no other sources of income become easy targets for the Trust, a criminal organization that floods the streets with an addictive drug called psych. The drugs is made from the spinal fluid of other powers. Man, talk about some spinal high. Meanwhile, crime rises in the city, which makes the government pass a law ensuring that all powers register their abilities. Furthermore, the police department adopt the use of facial recognition software and drone-deployed robots called Guardians to fight power-related crimes. Simultaneously, there is a wide city debate for the ban of all powers. We are introduced to Connor Reed and his mother, Mary. Connor is an electric, which means he has electric powers, which he uses to do odd jobs to pay the bills. His mom, on the other hand, is a chiro, meaning she can control ice. Unfortunately, she is ill and losing control of her powers. Back at the construction site, Connor is returning from a job interview, making him arrive 1 hour late, so his boss cuts his daily pay in half. However, things take an unexpected turn as the police arrive. Turns out that using powers without registration is illegal, so they make them line up, requesting they look up so the drones may scan their faces. Just then, one of the workers is flagged and arrested, while he runs away, leading to his execution. At the same time, the police team, led by Officers Park and Davies, raids a building full of unregistered powers and arrest the dealers from the Trust, as well as seize all the spinal fluid. The next day, Connor and his friends are sitting by a bus stop, waiting for work, when they are approached by Garrett. Garrett asks for an electric, to which he gets no reply from the group because they know he is trouble. But to their dismay, Connor accepts the job. Inside the van, he meets Garrett's crew, Freddy, a mute with super strength, and Maddie, a pyro who controls lava, while Garrett is a telekinetic, controlling object with his mind. After the job, Connor is introduced to Marcus, Garrett's boss, who has the ability to read minds, and Nia, a healer who exclusively serves Marcus. It was Marcus's psych farm that was raided a few days ago, and Marcus owes money to a bigger mafia boss called Wesley, who wants his money in a week. Due to the urgency, Marcus plans to rob a bank but needs Connor's help, so Garrett decides to take him under his wing, train him until he becomes stronger. After much planning and plotting, they rob the bank, but things do not go as planned. The vault contains only a tenth of the money they expected, as it was cleared the same day. Drones reach the bank before the gang can escape, but Connor knocks them out of the sky with an electric bolt. Turns out, all their training did pay off. Back at the club, Wesley's assassin tries to kill Marcus for not honoring his debt, but Marcus's bodyguard, Rhino, a brawn with bulletproof skin, stops her before she can. Nia heals Connor's wound. During their encounter, she reveals that she's only with Marcus to pay off her imprisoned father's debt, but we also find out that there is a caveat to her healing abilities, as she doesn't really heal people, but transfers their injuries and diseases to her body. Back in Connor's house, there is trouble in paradise as his moms find out about his illegal operations, leading to a fight between them, which makes her condition worse. At the hospital, the doctor tells Connor that a speedy operation is needed to save his mom, and he is told how much it will cost, not a small amount, as he would imagine. While leaving the hospital, Officers Park and Davies bring Connor in for questioning, but he says nothing, so Park cuts him loose for lack of evidence. Connor is picked up by Garrett, and they both go to Marcus, who uses his psychic abilities to confirm that Connor said nothing to the police. The duo then suggests to Marcus that they rob the police confiscated psych to be transported, making them $10 million. Enough money for Marcus to pay off his debt. Connor also demands Nia heal his mom as payment, while Garrett, who gets a little greedy, asks for 50% of Marcus's business, making them partners. On the day of the heist, the crew ambushed the transport vehicle inside a no-fly zone, preventing backup from drones carrying Guardians. The plan is successful, and Garrett's crew manages to retrieve the psych without killing anyone. But unbeknownst to them, Marcus had no intention of honoring their deal, so he kills the police officers and betrays Garrett and his crew, keeping the psych for himself. Out of options, Connor contacts Officer Park and gives up the location of Marcus's hideout, resulting in it being raided by the cops. Amidst the chaos, Garrett gets into a fight with Rhino and Marcus, which doesn't go his way at first, but with Connor at his side, he kills them both, taking the psych and Connor keeping Nia. On their way to the hospital, Nia begs Connor to let her go, saying that killing his mom might kill her, but her words fall on deaf ears. Connor watches Nia's life fade away as she heals his mom, but he changes his mind, stopping the process, and Mary passes away soon after. The scene shifts to Connor giving Nia his truck to leave the city, while Garrett hands over the psych to Wesley, taking over the drug trade for the trust. Connor visits his mother's grave one last time before he disappears, and Nia has an emotional reunion with her father. Following the death of the cops, the power ban is now in effect in the city, while officers Park and Davies accept rewards for their bravery. It's been 5 years since the power ban in the city, and reforms have been made to the LCPD, replacing the Guardians with non-lethal canine robots. Under the leadership of Sergeant Kingston, the project has been a success, and the streets has never been safer, or so it seems. Making Kingston the best candidate running for mayor, he demonstrates to the people that the canine units were programmed to stand down as soon as the threat raises their hands. At the same time, Connor gets out of jail and turns down a ride from Garrett, leaving his past behind. He works as a janitor at a youth community center run by Mina, an old lady with bulletproof skin. Meanwhile, Garrett is the boss of the psych operation in the city. Paying powers for their spinal fluid, he runs his empire alongside Sergeant Kingston, paying the cops to turn a blind eye to their operations. We are introduced to Pavani and her older brother Tarek. Tarek is a drug runner for Garrett and Pavani's legal guardian. One night, during dinner, she asks for money to buy some books for school, which Tarek doesn't have, but he assures her that he will get the money. The next day, Tarek goes to Garrett, asking him for more work, but his actions are misunderstood by Garrett's bodyguards and they throw him away. Garrett hands over a bag of money to be delivered to the cops, but things take an unexpected turn as Tarek steals the bag of cash, but the police arrive before he can escape. Eventually, Tarek is seen, so he runs away, being chased by the canine robots. Unfortunately, he is found and injected with a large dose of psych, making his death look like an overdose. Turns out, the robots do kill after all. Meanwhile, Pav witnesses her brother's murder, making her the next target, but fortunately, she is a transducer, a rare ability that gives the user the power to make electronics malfunction, so she escapes. Pav goes to the community center, where Connor and Nia help her stay hidden. Just then, police officers knock on the door, and Mina distracts the police officers while the duo escapes, but unfortunately, they are captured by a CCTV camera. Following this, King attacks Connor's home with drones and canines, but they manage to escape using their powers to fight off the robots. With no other choice left, Connor seeks out Garrett's help. Garrett is familiar with Pavani's powers, which is no surprise considering that the man uses people for a living. He provides an alternative solution to Pavani's situation, suggesting they wipe her memory of the murder, a solution accepted by all the parties. But Connor soon realizes that wiping the murder means erasing every memory she has of her brother, so he intervenes, stopping the process. Out of options, he turns to Mina, who helps them flee the city, but they are ambushed by Garrett and his crew. We see a tense standoff between Connor and Garrett, with Garrett finding it difficult to shoot Connor, who stands in front of Pavani. Simultaneously, King observes the whole situation through his drones and orders his guardians to kill everyone. Following this, Mina becomes a shield for Connor and Pav as they escape with Garrett. Garrett takes Connor and Pavani to his birth home off the grid, where they meet Detective Davies and learn that the only way to expose King is by breaking into his home and stealing his K9. So Garrett and Connor, disguised as party campaigners, enter King's home, while Pavani uses her powers to unlock the K9 unit and get it to sleep. We also find out that Sergeant King is also a mutant with the same telekinetic powers as Garrett, but his powers are weak because he hasn't used them in a while. After stealing the K9, the trio escapes to Garrett's HQ, where he reveals his intention to use the K9 as leverage to control King's reign in office. Not long after, King and his officers surround the towers, and Garrett goes outside to set the terms of their new deal, but unfortunately, he fails, leading to him being stabbed and his HQ being raided by the police. Upstairs, Garrett's co-workers help Connor and Pav escape while they fight the cops. As they get away, a lone K9 goes after them, and Connor hits it with numerous electric bolts. Unfortunately, these bots are built to withstand such powers. When all hope seems lost, Pav controls the bot, turning it against the cops. Once outside, they find themselves in a final standoff as Garrett holds off a K9 and King at the same time until Pav broadcasts the recordings from King's K9 to the whole of Lincoln City. In the aftermath of these events, King is arrested and the K9 program is stopped, while Garrett goes to prison and Connor reopens the youth center with Pav in Mina's honor. Be sure to like and subscribe to watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.